I am Lois, and I'll be your moderator for this virtual training on Wikipedia. Training on Ghana's transitioning into renewable energy. Please, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. As we know, Ghana is gradually transitioning into renewable energy, yet there's still limited information out there. So this training would help us equip skills which will help us to document on Ghana's transitioning processes. Transitioning into Ghana's. This will help us equip skills which will help us write and edit articles on Ghana's transitioning into renewable energy. Before we start, there will be a few quick ground rules which will make the session very smoothly. Kindly mute your microphones during the presentation, and also use the chat box if you have any questions. Thank you, and once again, you are welcome to the Wikipedia training on Ghana's just energy transition.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm happy to have you all join in today's event, and well done, Lois. Lois is our host, our moderator for today's event. It's a great privilege to be a part of this year's Wiki for Human Rights campaign again. Last year, we partnered to bring this training, and this year we are doing it again. This is a great opportunity for us to be able to learn, to contribute onto this year's theme, as well as Lois did mention. So let's stay focused. Should we have any questions, please let's raise our hands and ask any question we want to ask to have a deeper insight into what our trainer is going to train us today. So until then, I'll be here with you all till the end. So should you have any questions, please, we are open and we are ready to learn. So thank you all very much. And thank you, Jessie. Thank you, Lois.
Thank you, Anita. Jessie, please, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Please, over to you.
Okay, so I was thinking that probably my slides will be shared behind the scenes. So
Please,
okay.
it's available.
Okay.
Please, can you see?
Yeah, I can see my slides now. Okay, so
Okay.
thanks everyone. Yeah, thanks to everyone. Thank you, Lois. Thank you, Anita, for the good introduction. Yeah, and yeah, I'm kind of having a bit of internet challenge, and also how do you call it? In case you find any instability during my presentation, kindly kindly forgive me. Okay, so let's zoom in straight. So today we are going to focus on Wikipedia and renewable energies in Ghana, and basically this is essentially focused around the Wiki for Human Rights campaign. Yeah, next slide, please. Yeah, so we'll be looking at these focus areas in the introduction bit. That's Ghana's growing economy and energy needs, and the reliance on thermal and hydro power, but renewable energy, as in renewable energy, is rising. Then we also have Wikipedia document renewable energy projects. So basically, I'll take you through a bit of hands-on on how you can work around Wikipedia articles related to renewable energy, and also linking open knowledge with Ghana's energy transition. So how we can, link some of the open knowledge data with Ghana's energy transition. Next slide. Yeah. So we talk about renewable energy. Renewable energy. What does it mean? Looking at the name of, like, the name itself, that's renewable. That's trying to use natural resources to produce energy. And natural resources, which kind of resources are we talking about? We are talking about the wind, solar, and other resources, that's hydro and stuff, that will enable you to produce energy easily without polluting the environment. That is to say, yeah, in terms of the amount of power we have or we produce to um, our population, the Ghanaian population. So, in terms of total power installed, that's the capacity installed, that we have 5,134 megawatts. That's this information was brought out in 2023. Then we have 60% of thermal. Deducing it, we have 60% of thermal, 3% of hydro, and 1 to 2% of energy being produced. That's the mixed circular production of energy. Then we are looking at our targets, the Ghanaian targets, basically policies that have been set down. So in terms of our renewable transition energy, we are looking at by 2030, we might have most of the energy that we are producing, which will be renewable, having a bit of 10% by 2030. So that's what we are looking at in terms of the policy in relation to renewable energy. Next slide, please. Okay, so looking at open knowledge, or let me say the open ecosystem, whereby Wikipedia is one of the key projects that echoes or tells interesting stories. Not to say interesting story per se, but give gives a structured information about um, energy related activities that happens in Ghana, Africa, and beyond Africa. You get it. So Wikipedia is in terms of, if you are an energy expert or someone who works around the climate ecosystem, and you are looking to do much research in relation to energy, the best place to come to is Wikipedia, because knowledge is structured in a way that will suit you. I won't say only Wikipedia, but there are other sister projects attached to it that makes that makes you enjoy the kind of research that you make on that space. So it's used by students, it's used by policy and it's used by community at large. So talking about communities, any community. So we could have the climate community focused on that. We could have the health community. We could have all worth of community that are interested in research around energy and stuff. They can visit Wikipedia, and looking at some examples of energy. energy communities or energy towns, or towns that produce spaces that enables the production of energy or renewable energy. We have the Ada Wave Farm, which is located in Ada. Then we have the Kalau Solar, located in Kalau. Then we also have the Nzima Solar, located in Nzima. Then Pualugu Dam, located in Pualugu. And these are key information that can be found in the ecosystem of Wikipedia. Next slide. Yeah, so looking at solar power production in terms of in Ghana, in terms of talking about solar power production in Ghana, we have the BXC solar power production in Winneba. That they produce a minimum of 20 megawatts, which is being added to the national grid. Then we have Gomwa Onyaze Solar. That also adds another grade of 20 megawatts. Kalau to the same thing, 28 megawatts. Then you have Inzima as well. That's 115 megawatts, which is when you talk about renewable energy in Africa, Inzima solar power plant adding to the national grid is the largest in Africa to see. Next slide, please. Okay, so looking at a mixture of energy production, we have the power in terms of mixture of energy production. When we talk about renewable energy, we have the Paolugu multi-purpose dam, which has 60 megawatt hydro and 50 megawatt solar. So it produces 60 megawatts hydro. That's in terms of water power. Then also uh, 15 megawatts. That's solar power. No, which produces much more. When it talks about renewable energy in relation to hydropower, which was the first amongst the rest. That's 1,020 megawatts, then followed by Bui 400 megawatts, then followed by Pong 160 megawatts. So these were the dams that were built earlier on before um, the other renewable energy projects started to set in as well, like the sun, the wind and stuff. Yeah. So wave and wind. In terms of renewable energy, we have the Adwafwa wave farm, which produces 4 kilowatt pilot, which is expandable to when you convert it. This what you are going to get 100 megawatts. Then we have the wind potential, which is 2,000 megawatts along the coast. Then we have the planned one, which is the Aitipa wind farm, which is around 225 megawatts. Next slide, please. Yeah, so with this renewable energy that we are looking at to have in terms of consistency, and also looking at huge, huge production of renewable energy by 2030. That's having 10% of our activities, or 10% added to the grid by 2030. Our government is putting down some policies that will enable us achieve the targets based on certain partnerships, and also relationship with ecosystem players within Ghana and also outside Ghana as well. So we have the Renewable Energy Act, that's 2011, Act 832, which gives much insight in relation to
Please, we've lost the presenter. No, I think he's having a network challenge at this moment.
Okay, so thank you, Lois, for putting me down. Yeah, and apologies for the how do you call it, the challenge with the internet. As I said probably I might be facing that challenge as we proceed. So apologies for that. Yeah. So yeah, talking now, we were on the policies, and I was at the targets. We are looking at adding 10%. That's 10% of additional 1,363 megawatts by 2030. Off grid for 1,000 communities. That's off the grid. We won't, like that's we will be looking at that's building different sets of grids. That's the normal grids that we have. That's the Akosombo and all. We won't use that one. We'll use another grid to operate that kind of energy in terms of renewable energy. Next slide, please. Okay, so innovation and civil society. So floating solar and at Buyu reservoir. So these are these are some innovations of kind of new or advanced renewable source of energy that are being built around Bui. That's a floating solar at the Bui reservoir, which is also adding 5 megawatts, which will surely be scaled up, or it will and other capacity will surely be added to it. Then we have civil activism. That's 350 Ghana stopped coal projects. In terms of the policies that are being laid down, there was this how do you call it? Initially, coal was one of the key factors of energy production, and because we are kind of transitioning into the future of renewables, even though it's still being used, but we don't want it at all. So we have 350 Ghana, like as in companies that will use coal in terms of production of energy, in terms of using for their waste. We have 350 companies shutting down in terms of production way back 2016. And I think this policy was set down around that time as well. Then we are looking at documentation to increase much more capacity within the climate space, renewable energy space. We know that Wikipedia or Wikimedia project is the best suit space for documentation and also skill acquisition and knowledge advancement around the space. Yeah. Next slide, please. Okay, so some challenges that our economy is facing, and probably this challenges might not be peculiar to us only, because we have some of our African brothers also facing this kind of issue as well, in terms of challenges of obtaining or having access to renewable energy within the possible space, and why it's taking us much longer to get renewable energy. So we are looking at high upfront financing costs. It's when the government is making an investment, it's something very huge. So the government have to get finances in order to ensure that they are able to meet that kind of demand as the transition goes on. And also grid integration, how we are able to integrate any new system in terms of renewable energy into the grid. Get it? That one too. There's basically cost addition to it, and also policy enforcement gap. As time goes on, there's always advancement of knowledge or update of knowledge, and sometimes a policy guide might have been created from 2016, and that policy guide, they have been over the years in terms of real world work. Staffs have been updated, but in terms of policy wise, things have gone far ahead, and policy still remain stagnant. So at least there needs to be some form of update to the policy, so that things might move on in terms of the transition, and also delay in projects. Okay, thank you. And also delay in projects. So, for example, the solar um, plant in Nzima, it seems, yeah, that it seems for the solar plant in Nzima, there have been delays, and with that, with that, it's also caused a key challenge. You get it? So we'll be looking at how we can also ensure that we put such information in terms of its um, in terms of its structure on Wikipedia as well. So look at um, updating content that are not available on Wikipedia in terms of things related to this. Okay, so opportunities. So strong investors who be interested in investing will ensure that we kind of structure all this information on Wikipedia, and ensure that, yeah, like as in terms of the challenges, strengths, and opportunities that are made available, like in real world, all those information will be documented on Wikipedia likewise, because basically that's what we are here for, and that's what we need in order to do our research, and that's what we'll be looking at after this presentation, a bit of hands-on how to go about all these stuffs. Yeah. Next slide, please. Okay. So basically, the future, we want everything to be transparent and engaging, much engaging. That's why we are looking at documenting most of whatever, like most of activity related to energy transition on Wikipedia. So we want everything to be much open and much more transparent, and also not leaving out any form of gap that is that have been there for a long time. Ensure that we migrate all the gaps related to energy transition to Wikipedia, leaving no gaps. Yeah. Next slide, please. Yeah. So in conclusion, we as Wikipedians or Wikimedians or climate activists or energy activists, we need to ensure that most of the knowledge around energy, that's renewable energy, can be found on Wikipedia and any sister projects, that there are other projects related to it. Yeah, so that we will not have any form of content gap around activities related to renewable energies. Thank you. And if there's any question for me, you can ask me before we can start hands-on training. Yeah.
Please, are there any questions for Jesse before we proceed to the next agenda? Any questions? Jesse, I think there are no questions, so can you proceed? Okay, Gideon has a question.
Okay, so thank you, Jesse, for the presentation. It was a good one, despite the network challenges. I want to ask a question about, is it for the wave and wind potential part, talking about the Adafua project, and it's being able to provide 400 kilowatts of energy, then I think they plan to later extend it to 100 megawatts. So my challenge is I want to, how do we call it? What is 400 kilowatts of energy? I want to just practicalize it. Maybe 400 kilowatts of energy can power a whole town of about this area space, or maybe 100 megawatts of energy can power maybe the whole Accra. I just want you to practicalize it and tell us how maybe 400 kilowatts of energy is. Yeah, so that's my question.
Do I have my how do you call it, my energy folks here? I can't really give you an actual honestly, I can't give you an actual how do you call it um example. Maybe if I might give you an example, I might lead you into something wrong. But if we have any form of expert here, probably the experts can help out with that. Yeah. But for what I know, basically based on my research, that's what I found. But I can't really give you a practical bit of it, because I want to give you what I know and what I really understand. And probably if I say I might go into details, I might get an error there. So if they have any experience, guys, related to um, giving us the practicality of that, they can share that information so that we can also learn as well.
All right, thank you. Okay, Jesse, please can we move on to the practical section? And they will probably take the questions after the practical questions. Practical sessions. All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. I think at this point, probably I have to share my screen. So I'll be sharing my screen shortly.
Please, my people, are we learning or we are just joining? Are we taking notes? Okay, I think Jesse has started sharing his screen, so
Can you see
we'll
my screen?
start practical soon. Yeah, we can. I can. Please, can you see his screen? I think we all can.
Okay, so hello. Yeah, so I think I muted myself. I believe everyone practically has a Wikipedia account here. Hello.
Jesse, most of us are new
Okay.
to the Wikipedia space, so just a few of us are.
Okay. That's why I'm just asking a question. Okay, that's why I'm asking a question. So, just then I'll take you a bit through on account creation. Then we can see how far we'll go about working on the article, some of the articles. So
Okay.
um, going to Wikimedia's main page, you can just type en.wikipedia.org. Yeah, um, so basically this is the whole interface. This is the interface, the Wikipedia interface. And if you just type en.wikipedia.org, it will bring you here. Or probably you can just type Wikipedia. Yeah, then you just select Wikipedia. Maybe if you don't want to type that long, just type only Wikipedia. Then when you come to this interface, you select English, because that's what we'll be editing on, English. Yeah, so right now we're in the English domain, and this is how the English Wikimedia space look like, as in the interface. This is how it looks like. Yeah, that's the home page. That's the welcoming home page. Now we want to create an account. We go straight to create account. Yeah. Then we use our username, like the kind of name you want to use. Please take note that best practice, don't kind of use your real name or something. Just use a name that you feel that it's good for you to use. So me, the name that I use is Jewali. So I'm just doing some practical here. Jewali. Yeah, then I write my password, the kind of password that I want. Then I confirm my password here. Then I write my email address. Then I come to the captcha and insert the captcha information, right? So when I'm done inserting the captcha information, when I'm done with the captcha information, then I go to create. Then I create my account. I believe you are following. Then I create the account. Then you have your account created for you. But for me, because I already have an account, I just go straight to login. So I log in to my Wikipedia main page. Okay, so this is how the main page looks like. Yeah. So we want to work on our first. We want to look in if we want to work on a Wikipedia article for basic purposes. We want to look at how we can edit a Wikipedia page. So we'll be looking at an article related to a renewable energy article. Um, so let's look at this article. This very article. Let's have a look at it.
Hello, Jesse. think we've lost Jesse again. Seems his internet is worrying him.
Okay. Let me just ask. Jesse is still online though. So please, have we been able to figure out how to create the wiki account, your Wikipedia account?
Talking about
Information available on Wikipedia. Right, so we worked on this. We worked on this information. This blue stuff. I'll work on it later because it's a template that I just need to add. So I'll just add it here, and if you want to, there's another information that we can also make this spawn. We can make this. We can make like everything here. Blue link. So I want to add another link to it, still within the how do you call it, the editing space. I click here, highlight spawn, then go to the link. That's the chain link. Then um select the chain link. Then we have the drop down will appear. Yes, we are looking for bond. Come, just give me some minutes. Let me have a look at this first. Okay. So the first one is spawn. So we use that just to be sure how, because sometimes you might not be sure of the kind of information you want to make available there. So the spawn basically is the town itself, right? The town itself. Okay. So yeah, we are right. We're on the right track. So you just need to make sure that you put the name of the town itself over there, right? Yeah. Then when you are done, you just publish. Make sure that in your edit summary, you make the needful. You make sure that you put the necessary information there, right? So what you just do is you can take out this, then write added a link. Okay, select this, then publish. Yeah. So we know how to add a link, right? We know how to add a link. Now we want to add probably there's an information that is on Wikipedia relating to renewable energy, and the pros or the statement at which the information came by is not really structured very well. I might not sit down to research for that, but we'll do. We are just doing a sample test, so we just take out something and replace it back, just to see how you can work on an article that probably a prose or a statement that probably there is a mistake in it. So I'll be choosing a new article. That will be on BXC power station. Let's look at the BXC power station. Yeah. So right now we are the BX solar power station. Yeah. So first and foremost, probably there is how do you call it, a grammatical error somewhere. I I've not really figured out where the grammatical error is, but let's say there is a grammatical error somewhere, right? Or probably something needs not to be somewhere, and you just want to take it out, right? You come to the edit, right? So far as you have an account, you can make that edit. You come to the edit, and probably you see that when you did your research, all this information that the power station commercially commenced in April 2016, probably the information might be false, right? Then for maybe probably it was 2017, right? So that was the actual date that it was commercially commissioned. So you put 2017 there, make sure that it's 2017. You correct that. That you take out the 6. You correct that, right? And when you are done, you come back to publish. Then you put in the information, the necessary information that you need to put into this edit summary. Make sure your edit summary is important. Your edit summary is important. One, it enables you, the person who reads the article, or anyone patrolling. They have people who monitor the article. Anyone who monitors the article to see who worked on the article. And also, it's important to campaigns like this because the organizers for this campaign might give you how do you call it, a campaign hashtag or a campaign code whereby you can insert the hashtag to the edit summary, and it will be used to also track whatever activities that you are doing, right? So probably you can put a made and maybe you've made the edit, you just write made an edit. Then probably the code, the campaign or the hashtag might be wiki for human rights or something. Wiki for, just an example, wiki for human rights, right? So this will be used to track that, oh, this person is within our campaign. You get it? So it also helps the editor stay in track, and also helps the organizer organizing this campaign track whatever activities they are doing in the campaign. Or probably when a lecturer wants to mark your work or something of that sort, they can use this campaign and other tools to monitor your engagement. Yeah, so I'll just take that out. Then yeah, come back to, so because I don't want to make that edit. I don't need to publish. I'll just come back to read. So then I discard. So it comes back to its original state. So right now we have 2016, right? We have 2016 there. Yeah. And you still read the first paragraph, and you see that like all this information is not in the references that like the information was taken from, right? So this is the reference. This one is the reference. When I went through the reference, I didn't see this information there. So I like to take everything out here. So I go back to my edit. So basically, we are learning how to edit. So you just watch. I go to my edit, then select all this information, then take it out, then publish. Then you can see I made an edit, or I took out some unnecessary errors or unnecessary statements made in the article. So anyone who monitors will take note of that as well. Yeah. So I come back. Yeah. Okay. So the Okay, so I'm not seeing any form of error here, but just another concern. I'm not seeing any form of error, but just another concern. So in case you are writing, and probably there needs to be um there needs to be like a question mark, right? Just just take note. There needs to be a comma. Sorry, there needs to be a comma, and the comma is not there. When you are reading and you feel that the comma is not there, you can just make that comma available, right? You can just make that comma available. Yes, I'm not going to touch anything. I think I've missed where like the comma has to be, but yeah, if the comma is not there, you just need to make that available. You just need to make that available, just in case when you read and you see that this place need a comma, you just make that available. Yeah. Let me see if this organization has a Wikipedia based article. That's the Beijing Xiaojing Company. Okay, so it doesn't have a Wikipedia related article, right? So I'm sure probably we could this could also lead us to see if we can work on a Wikipedia article around it. We can start something around. Let me check if this has tangible. Let me check Google and see if it has good references. Okay, so there's an existing. There's an existing article on Wikipedia. Okay. Sometimes take note. Sometimes um the information that you want to probably link or something of that sort, it might be having like two names. I don't know how to put it for you to get it, but they can call it like as in this way and also this way. So you could see that the organization's name is BXC Solar Power Station, right? And this is an organization. So I'm sure that this organization built the power station. So the power station is owned by these guys, right? So we can also link this one to the power station as well. We can link it to it as well. Come, just give me. Okay. So I think the best thing is we need to I've just spotted something. It needs to we can make it the B the BXC solar power station, right? The BXC solar power station. So okay, yeah. Yeah. I think I made an error. The BXC solar power station is owned by the Benjamin Xiaocheng company, right? Yeah. So with this, we've made a description to the power station being owned by the organization, right? So we can publish this, right? So I can we can when any take notes, any edit you make or any publication you make is one, right? So maybe if I don't want to, like I've made this how do you call it, edit. I can just make notes that added an edit. So I select publish. Yeah. Then when I'm done, I can still come back. Maybe you wouldn't know, but someone might come back and select the same information, then link it. So we link it to this, right? So that's the Ghanaian solar farm. So you link it to it, right? We have our link available. Okay, we have our link available now. Okay, now I come back to publish, and either you take notes, either you keep this or you take it out. Just because we are beginners, that's why I'm just taking everything out. But you can keep it and just write your edit summary. Added a link, or you can say I added a hyperlink. Then publish changes. Yeah, so basically this enables you to edit. These are ways of editing an article, right? There's correcting of errors and making corrections and stuff. This these are ways of making edits on Wikipedia. These are basically um, various ways of making edits on Wikipedia. And just to note, if you want to I think time is, I don't know whether I'm still in time so that I can add a little bit. Am I still in time so that I can add some final bits to it before we end? How many time?
Yes, you're
Come
still in
again?
time.
Yes. How many minutes do I have?
Um, you have about please hold on.
Okay.
37 minutes more.
37 minutes more. Okay.
Yes,
So I
please.
think probably we can zoom in straight into how we can work on, because some people are itching, they want to know how they can create a full-fledged article. But before we go, I'm still having more time, but before we go there, because I've shown you how you can edit and do other stuff, yes, before I forget, yeah, we want to know how we can add a citation. Someone might be asking, how do we add a citation? Because we have, like, as in this information here is a reference, so that's a citation. So all this, so if you see one, right, two, three, so all these are called citations. So someone might ask, so if you're adding an information to probably the introduction bit, right, and you want to add a citation to it, how do you add it? So, like, as in all this information, I had it from a particular website, right, and I want to add a citation to it. So I've had my information already, so you just let me uh, this is just an example. Want to know how we can add citations. So I want to add that, then we can move on to other things. So this basically is like, um somewhat related to the BXC organization. That's the BXC power plant or solar panel. So I copy all this information, this link. I copied this because remember, Wikipedia always needs citations. If you don't provide citations that are in line, the article that or the information that is made available will be either right. Yeah. So I'm going back to the article. Yeah. I'm going back to the article. Then I want to add citations. How do I add? So I go back to edit. Right. I go back to edit. Then I want to add a citation here because I believe that all the information that I've made available here are correct, and I had it from the website that I took the link from, right? So I go to cite. So to add citation, you need to go back to the edit, then go to cite, click on cite, then paste your information there. So we have three options. The number one option is automatic, which immediately you put a link inside, it automatically provides the citation for you. Then we have manual. As for manual, you need to select website, then you like it will direct you on what to do, right? So with the manual, you can see that this manual site. So with the manual, you can see that we're having like as in two so the ones that have been selected with the asterisks, so you just need to select the page that are taking the information from. Just copy the title and paste it here, and also the URL link, you copy the URL link and paste. So the URL link, I've copied it, so I have to go back here and copy the title. So this is the title, so I have to copy the title and put it here, right? So that's for the manual, right? But so I'm just showing you how the manual works, right? I'm just showing you how the manual works. Then I insert, because the automatic is easy. So when I insert, you can see that the information has generated. I just need only those two options, the one with the asterisks. So I want to take out the two, then repeat the citation again. That one I want to do it automatic. So showing you the automatic, just paste the link that I took from the site, the website there. You paste it there, then select create. So you can see that it has created, then you insert, then you have number two, because you see how quick automatic is. Yeah. Then we have another option too there. So let me take out number two. Okay, so let me keep number two, right? Let me keep number, because that's our example. So let me keep number two. So you come to location, you read the information there. You see that no, it has some information that is in number two here, right? When you go to the official website for number two, it has the same information. So you want to also, like I say, add a reference or a citations to this section as well, but it also reflects what is in number two's website, as what has been documented in number two website as well. So what I need to do is I still go to sites, right? Then we have reuse. So I select reuse, right? Then I go to number two, right? I select number two. Right, then we can see that number two is here. So you can see number two here, number two here. So please, when you are reading a Wikipedia article and you see two numbers, don't say that, oh, it's wrong. Like as in that's it. When because it's referencing and citation, that's how it work. It's a, how do you call it, a reused information. Basically, information that could be found in the website of that reference. Some of the information can also be found in the new sessions that are also creating. You get it here. So basically, that's it for referencing or citation. And probably if you want to, so when you are done, you just publish. But we are not publishing. Then just added a citation. Just write added. If you add a citation, right? Added a citation, then you publish, but we are not publishing because this is wrong information, and this for practical purposes. Yeah. So I go back to read. Okay. Okay, so right now I want to look at how we can create a Wikipedia article on renewable energy. on a renewable energy. Please take note too, and like as in there are informations, there are some form of information here. We have our username, and like I said, that's the name, that's your name, right? Then you have notification. You receive any notification that happens within like the Wikimedia space. Like I said, they'll be sending information. You need to read them. It's important. This place too as well. You need to read them in terms of the articles that I've worked on stuff. You'll be sent information. You need to read them out. So then you come to the talk page. So if anyone wants to talk to you, the person will come to your talk page, right? So like my talk page, it has a lot of information. So we'll go there, then we'll see what's there. Because if anyone wants to tell you something, oh, that what you are working, so like I said, these are the information that is on my talk page. Plenty, plenty. I have 316 information on my talk page. I can delete them or archive them, but I just left them there so that it will be used for education and for practical purposes. So if I click on this, it will send me down to the last information that was made available on my page. So basically, so some, like I said, if they are working on a project, they can say, oh, we are having a competition, join us. Okay, so this is a global competition that was being undertaken, and they told me that I should join them. I said, okay, cool. If you want to join, you just need to join them. If you don't want to join, there's no need for you to reply or something like that. So you can just join them as soon as possible. So that's the third page. Then we have our sandbox. So if you want to start a new Wikipedia article, right? If you want to start a new Wikipedia article, you go to your sandbox. So the sandbox, for me, it's where I store information, but you can also start your Wikipedia article, like your new Wikipedia article from your sandbox. So for me, my sandbox, even though I can start an article there, I've stored information there. So in case I need any information, I just come and pick it from there. Yeah, so that's for me. But for you, because you're a beginner, sandbox, when they say sandbox is where you can start, like I said, you want to start a new Wikipedia article, you can start it from there. When there's any error in it, you correct it from there before you migrate it to Wikipedia itself, right? You move it from there, migrate it to Wikipedia itself. Basically, that's the sandbox, right? Yeah. So for those who have noticed an article and they want to start a new article, they can go within that line, right? So right now we are come to work on a new article. That's creating a new article. Just from the audience, does anyone have any article related to um, renewable energy that he or she hasn't seen on Wikipedia and wants us to work on it so that we can work on it as soon as possible? Or if we don't have any information like that, we can just pick any information and see how best we can work on it. Just to open your mind or show you how you can work on um, how do you call it, a new article, because I just want you to see the structure. Yeah. So that during the office hours, probably you can ask questions and stuff. Is there any example? Okay, so if there are no examples, then um, we try and work on one. An example. So basically, we just work on an example that already exists, but it's not going to the main space. But if anyone has an example, we can work on it. But if you don't have, we just have to use this one here. So please take note. Take note. If you are working on a new Wikipedia article, first and foremost, what you need to do is you need to research or search for the article that I want to write on, whether it exists or not. If it doesn't exist, you see it in a red link. So for example, this one, right? It exists already, but because we are doing tutorials, like I said, we are doing sample work, we'll make it like it doesn't exist. So this is the Navrongo Solar Power Station 1. So I press enter. Yeah. So Navrongo solar power. You could see that it's in a red. It's in a red link. Doesn't it's telling you that this page does not exist. You can click on it. You can click on this to create page directly, right? So you can click on it to create page directly, but we don't want to work on it like that, right? We want to work with it in our sandbox. So the best option is we can copy this information, right, and go to our sandbox. So anyone working with a sandbox, you can go here, but then your sandbox is open. My sandbox is clustered, right? You can go here and how do you call it? Select edit. Then start working. Then start working on your information. Then start working on your information. So we are working on this. Sorry, we are working on this. So we're working on this. This is just an example. We are working on this with Navrongo solar power plant. Yeah. So this is what we are working on. I Okay, so this is what you are working on. So basically, this is in your sandbox. Please start. Please, my advice is that if you are working, start from your sandbox. Then later, you copy the information and make it available on Wikipedia. But I won't work here. I want to work here because my sandbox is full. I don't want you to be confused. But there is another way. But because you are learning, please go to select your sandbox is here. Select your sandbox will be empty. So go to your sandbox and work inside. When you get experience, then you can do what I'm doing. But you can also look at it and probably copy the information down. Then later on you can work on it. You can also do same. So I'm working in another sandbox, but this is your preferred one. But I'm working in another sandbox. Okay. So you have to type user jwali2. So that's my username. Then I write like as in this is the name of the article that I want to create. Then I put forward slash there. So jwali2 forward slash Navrongo Solar Power Station 1. Then I add sandbox forward slash sandbox. So it's an article that I want to work on. Then later on, I migrate it to Wikipedia because sometimes new articles are usually sensitive, right? But you need to get all the information needed so that the article will not be deleted. So I select enter. Yeah, so it's asking me, do I want to start? So I want to start. So I just select start. Yeah. So I'm working on this article, right? So this article already exists. Just to show you, it already exists. It already exists, but just that we are adding the one so that because we are doing some practical purpose. I just want you to understand how it works. So right now we look at the introduction of the article. They said the Navrongo Solar Power Station is 2.5 megawatts. That's 3,400 HP solar power plant in Ghana. So how do we go about writing this, right? So I just copy all the information here, which will be blank, then show you how we go about adding the information needed. Yeah, so this is the same information on the page. Yeah, so Nabrongo solar power plant and solar power station is 2.5. So on this page, you can see that the we have the Navrongo in bold. Then we have the solar in um, um, blue. Then we have Ghana in blue. So we just follow suit. Basically, like as in, this is how you go about writing a Wikipedia article. You need to when you're creating a new article, you don't you can't think about everything on the go, because article, just watch how an article has been structured, then you can structure your scene. Because we've not yet found a specific article that we want to work on. That's why I'm using this comparison. But under normal circumstances, when you're working on an article, just compare so that you can be able to structure how yours will look like. Yeah. So I go back. Then the Navrongo solar power plant was bold. Solar power station was bold. So I just select all this, right? Then either I press Control B here to bolden it, or I come to my paragraph. So the tools here are what you use in order to, enlighten whatever article you are writing. So I go to paragraph, then I select, no, I go here, the A, right? I go to the start text, then select bold. Because this practically looks like you are writing on Microsoft Word. So you can use the same, how do you call it? The same format that you've been using for Microsoft Word here as well. When you are editing an article on Wikipedia, you can also use that same format to also do same. Yeah, can do same here as well. So we've boldened this, right? So this is how we can bold. So please take note, anytime you are starting an article, ensure that, like as in the name comes first and it is bolding. Sometimes to take some of the article, it doesn't start with the name, maybe to start with something else, then to follow by the name of the article, then to that one is also correct. When you look at as you grow in, like in editing an article in the future, you would notice that they have some in one of the policies of Wikipedia article construction or article structure. We have something called naming conventions, and within the naming convention standards, we have, like as in how you can put in like the title of your article, those kind of things. So, probably you have maybe there somebody who puts there, that one is also correct without a bolding, without it being, like as in without it being bolding. That one is also correct. But just for best practice, if you don't know, just do it simple like this, right? Yeah. So when we are done, we come here, we want to ensure that anyone that reads it understand what the solar is. So we go to the link, select the link, select solar, then a drop down will come, then select the what kind of solar was selected, just to be sure. Solar power. So you ensure that we select solar power rather. So we have this solar power here. Yeah, we select that. So we selected the solar power. Then we select Ghana. But if there's any information related to power plants, you can also select that and see. You see, so there's something related to power plants. So we just highlight that. Yeah. Then we can either keep Ghana, or we can highlight it as well, and add a reference. So we are adding a reference to Ghana. Yeah, we've done that. Then when we are done, we put full stop there, right? So that's what happens here. Putting full stop there. Then we come down here. Then we look at the location. So yeah, so want to copy such information here, and link it. So we want to link this information. So as I said, we want to add a reference. So we are adding a reference. So we copy this reference. That's Control C. Then we come back to the article that we are working on, right? Then we add cite. We add cite. So as I said, we can cite automatic, manual, or reuse. Automatic is simple. You can just paste in the link, then we make our distance. But sometimes when you do the automatic, it won't work. So the way I want us to get how the manual works, so that in case you just put in your link here and it doesn't work, then you can come to manual. You can come to manual and put the information there. You can come to manual and paste your link there, because sometimes when you paste your link in automatic, it gives you a red link feedback. So you need to delete like that, and whatever has been made available, copy the same link and make it available on manual. Then select website. Then, as I said, you just look for the two requirements, because they said this is if there's a how do you call it, a hash, or let me see, yeah, if there's a asterisk, meaning that it's required. So you just need to select the URL, paste it there. Then we go back to the page and, select the name of the heading. So VRA complete first solar plant in Ablongo. So I copy that, right? Then I go back to where I'm working, select the title, paste. As I said, automatic is simple. Automatic is simple. So you need to know how to use it, because sometimes the automatic, you might be pasting the link, it works perfectly, but sometimes maybe there might be network issues, or maybe the link is not compatible. So you need to use manual. So that's why I'm teaching the manual, because automatically, if you just paste your link inside now, it will work. But if it doesn't work, what will you do next? So that's why I'm taking you through the manual, because the automatic, it will just give you the references when this one is made available. Yeah. So we go to our next session, which is location. So we are come to work on the location. So somebody might ask, how do we create how do you call it, the heading? Like, we asked them, how do you create the heading? So they said it's location. So let's write location. That's the session, location. So I write location, right? So what do I do? How do I create the heading? So you see my cursor. It could be in front here, it could be at the back here, it could be inside there. But just make sure that it's around the location, right? So that I go to my heading, my paragraph. Sorry, I go to paragraph, the toolbar on top paragraph. Then I select heading. So when I select heading, you see that now we have our heading, right? And the heading to it's I can remove this from here, then maybe write maybe functions. If you want to change it, you still maintain the heading and probably write functions. Something like that. You want to edit the locations and add a different thing, right? But because we are looking at how someone has also worked on this article, we are also looking at it to work on our own like that. So I keep the location. Now we go to the location, then we still copy the information. We wouldn't copy everything, because this is for demonstration and practical purposes. Yeah. Yeah, so I paste the information here. Yeah, so we keep, because right now we know how we can add all the information and stuff. So right now we have it. Then we add a link. So like us in the citation, there's no need for me to search it, because right now we know how to add a citation. I just copy that, just make that available. So I click on it and make that available. Okay. Okay, so they want me to add it. So you just let me follow suit and just add it. So we are going to cite once again. I won't go to automatic because automatic, if I paste it there, we'll get the then put the information that is needed, the URL, the name of the so that's distance calculate distance between Accra, Ghana and here Navrongo. So we put that information there. Then we insert. Yeah, so right now we have the information that in terms of our location. So basically this is how it goes. So in writing our article. So what's the next session? The next session is what? Overview. Like that's in basically so this is how um to like as in to write about and how do you call it this power station, but there are other articles in relation to energy transition which its structure is different from this. So you need not to only monitor how Navronko's solar power station article has been structured. You can monitor other articles too as well concerning how it has been structured. Because most of the articles they like us in the like when you want to write about a certain article, you need to see whether they are similar before you can write about them. Because some of them might be about solar, right? Some of them might be about hydro. So those ones that are about hydro, you look at how hydro is being written, maybe a bit of solar hydro, then you can write about it. You get it. You just have to watch how various Wikipedia articles have been structured in context of how the article that you want to write about, right? Okay, so we want to add another session, which is the overview session. So right now we know how to add a heading, right? So I just put my overview there, then go to paragraph, then select heading. Yeah. Okay. So if I want to come down, so my cursor is on top. If I press the down arrow key to go until I press enter before it comes down. Yeah, then I go back to my overview, then just copy a bit of it. So I've done my research. Let's say I've done my research.
Gracie, please, you have
Come again.
please wrap up.
Okay, I'm wrapping up.
Us. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, so we are almost done. Yeah, so I put in this overview information, then I add my reference again. I add my reference. So remember, these references should be picked from different websites, so not the Wikipedia page. Oh. You need to do your research, then make those information available. Then I go to my site and make the information available. Yeah, so we'll go to websites. Solar panel. So okay. Okay, so I insert. Yeah. So right now the last bit of it is when I'm done, how can we see this thing? This reference, because people be asking how do we get this reference, how do we get these references after you are done these things. So let me show you how to go about it. Yeah, so you still create your session, that's a reference session, right? References, then select you select your paragraph again, you select heading, then you come down. In order for you to get something structured like this, right? Something structured like because sometimes you can see it's going from 1 to 100. You need to put a template here. So you come to this tool called insert. You come to this tool called insert. Yeah, then you select template. Then search for this term, ref list. The ref list too. You search for it. You select it. Yeah, then select insert. So when you do that, you've inserted you've inserted it. Then I'm done with my article. So what next do I need to do? I just publish it. This one, because I'm working within my own domain, no one will delete it. And moreover, it is for practical purposes. So when I publish this I'll just make it test article. When I'm done, I'll just delete it, test article. Okay. So publish. Yeah, so when I'm done, you could see that the references is showing. You get it. So in order for all the references that I've made available to show here, you just need to put your template there, ref list, which will pull all the informations, all the references that I've made available here. So this helps the reader. Basically, you're writing not for yourself, you're writing for readership, for sharing the knowledge. You get it, because you've done research and you're making the research available for people who would use the research for further advancement. Yeah, so basically this one more last thing here, one last thing. So adding a category, that's the last one, because it's important. You in adding a category, you need to select category here, and there's there's more that I need to add, but I'll just show you. I'll just copy this, the energy infrastructure in Ghana. Copy this and add it to the category here. Yeah, then select OK. But you can also add more to it, right? Then also, because more often the article is probably you started the article and someone will surely come and continue the article. You can see that this is a step, so that no one, when anyone sees it, the person won't delete it, because he knows that this article is a new article and it will surely be worked by someone. So you can go to the template. Once you go to insert, go to template, then select step, so that if anyone sees the article, the person won't delete it as soon as possible. Maybe the person will try and reconsider it a bit, but ensure that everything is very structured enough before you make it available on Wikipedia. So you see the information that this article is a step, then I publish. Then we are done. We are done for the day. So basically, we've worked on creating a full-fledged article. That's a sample full-fledged article. Yeah. So if there is any question for me now, you can let me know.
Please, thank you, Jesse, for taking us through creating a Wikipedia account and how to edit, write an article on Wikipedia. Please, do you have any questions for Jesse? If you do, please put it in the chat box. If not, then I'll give the closing remarks. Then it will be the end for today. So today we've gained a practical insights on creating an account and improving Wikipedia articles on Ghana's renewable energy. And I encourage you all to put this into practice and share your contributions with the wider Wikipedia community. Our next section will be on the Wikimedia Commons visual storytelling for energy, which will be happening here on Zoom on 27th September, same time, 3 p.m. And we look forward to having you join us again. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you all for making this training a success one. We'll call it a day.